Hi there, welcome to Peg Space Bytes. Today's Space Bite is about the space race and how Enos the Astrochimp was involved. Enjoy. Now that Alan Shepard and Virgil Gus Grissom had successful flights into space, it was time for an American to successfully orbit Earth. John Glenn Jr. was selected, but NASA wanted to ensure his safety was not at risk. To make sure all would go well with Glenn's flight, NASA decided to enlist another chimpanzee to make the first orbital flight. Number 85 was chosen as the next Astrochimp. Number 85 was a male chimpanzee born in 1956. He was born in French Cameroon, which is the present-day Cameroon that borders Nigeria in West Africa. He was captured by trappers and moved to the Miami Rare Bird Farm in Florida. He was purchased by the United States Air Force in April 1960 and was transferred to Holloman Air Force Base in Alamogordo, New Mexico. Number 85 endured many hours of intense training, 1,263 hours to be exact. 343 of those hours were spent in the Mercury capsule simulator. His training was like Ham's, who was the first chimp to be launched into space. Number 85 was trained with 39 other chimpanzees. Training involved pulling levers in a specific sequence after receiving colored light cues. For correct responses, he would be rewarded with a banana pellet treat. Incorrect responses would result in him receiving a light shock on the bottom of his feet. During each training session, number 85 wore a nylon suit and diaper and was strapped in a special contoured chair. He was expected to perform the same tasks during his spaceflight to ensure that humans could perform similar tasks while under stress in orbit. Number 85 and the other chimpanzees being trained were also tested with different G-forces and microgravity. Joseph Brady, a neuroscientist, was the head trainer for number 85. Number 85, named Enos after he was trained, was the second primate launched into space and the first to orbit Earth. His flight mission, MA5, was aboard a Mercury Atlas V rocket inside a pressurized Mercury capsule. He was launched from Cape Canaveral, Florida on November 29, 1961 at 10:08 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. The capsule was made of aluminum fiberglass and had two plexiglass windows. It measured 40 by 20 by 16 inches. The historic flight lasted 3 hours and 21 minutes. The Mercury Atlas rocket reached a speed of 17,500 miles per hour. He orbited Earth 2 times. Enos experienced 181 minutes of weightlessness. He was able to perform the tasks that he was trained to do. There were 3 problems that occurred during Enos's flight. First, the altitude control system malfunctioned, causing the spacecraft to drift 30 degrees from its normal altitude. This caused the loss of necessary propellant. The environmental control system also malfunctioned, which caused the temperature in the capsule to elevate to around 100 degrees. Plus, while Enos was performing his lever-pulling duties, the center lever malfunctioned. Even though Enos pulled it correctly, he received electrical shocks, 36 during the 3rd session and 43 during the 4th session. Despite the shocks, Enos continued pulling the levers as trained. Due to these malfunctions, NASA decided to end Enos's flight after 2 orbits instead of the 3 that had been planned. His capsule landed in the Atlantic Ocean near Puerto Rico. Unfortunately, Enos remained in the capsule for 75 minutes before he was rescued. Both Enos and the capsule were retrieved from the water by the United States Navy destroyer Storms He was in good health despite all the problems that occurred during the flight. A few days after his challenging flight, Enos returned to Holloman Air Force Base. He did not become famous like Ham did after his historic flight. He remained at Holloman Air Force Base until his death less than a year after his flight. Enos died on November 4th, 1962, from dysentery. It was determined that his death was not a result of the space flight. The location of his remains is unknown. Stay tuned for the next Peg's Space Bytes, where you will learn about John Glenn Jr., the first American astronaut to orbit Earth. Remember, endeavor to discover new horizons and challenge yourself to reach for the stars. See you next time. Bye-bye.